Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going on a journey into the 1980s, an era of excess, power suits, neon lights, and a car that came to define the decade more than any other, the Ferrari Testarossa. This wasn't just a supercar, it was a cultural phenomenon. A symbol of wealth, speed, and style, the Testarossa became an icon that transcended the automotive world and embedded itself deeply into pop culture. Buckle up, because the story of the Ferrari Testarossa is as wild and unforgettable as the decade it represents. The origins of the Testarossa can be traced back to the early 1980s, when Ferrari needed to replace the Berlinetta Boxer series. The BB512i, while powerful and exotic, was aging and struggled to meet new global emissions and safety regulations. Ferrari also knew it had to compete with Lamborghini's flamboyant Countach, a car that had become the ultimate poster on bedroom walls. The world was craving something bold, dramatic, and fresh, and Ferrari was ready to deliver. The name Testarossa wasn't new. It had roots in Ferrari's racing heritage from the 1950s and 60s, referring to the red-painted cylinder heads of Ferrari's legendary racing engines. By reviving this name, Ferrari connected its newest supercar to a glorious past, while at the same time creating something that looked like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The design was radical. Penned by Pininfarina, the Testarossa was a wedge-shaped supercar with impossibly wide rear haunches and those unforgettable side strakes, often called cheese graters. These weren't just for looks. They were functional, channeling air into the side-mounted radiators needed to cool the massive flat 12 engine. The Testarossa was wide, low, and aggressive, a car that looked fast even when it was standing still. It was futuristic yet unmistakably Ferrari. Underneath that dramatic body sat a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine producing around 390 horsepower. Mounted longitudinally in the middle of the car, it gave the Testarossa blistering performance for its time, 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5 seconds, and a top speed of around 180 miles per hour. More importantly, it had the sound, that glorious Ferrari wail that could make your spine tingle. It wasn't just about speed, it was about drama, about presence, about an experience unlike any other. But what truly made the Testarossa a cultural icon was its timing. The 1980s were all about extravagance, and the Testarossa fit right in. It was expensive, flashy, and instantly recognizable. The car became a staple of music videos, movies, and perhaps most famously, television. When Don Johnson drove a white Testarossa in the hit series Miami Vice, the car's legend was sealed. Overnight, it became the ultimate symbol of success, danger, and cool. The Testarossa's presence in Miami Vice cannot be overstated. Millions of viewers around the world tuned in each week and saw the sleek Ferrari carving through neon-lit streets. It wasn't just a car, it was a character. And for many, it became the dream machine, the car that defined what a supercar should look and feel like. Beyond television, the Testarossa was everywhere. It graced posters in kids' bedrooms, sat proudly in music videos alongside rock stars, and was featured in countless video games of the era. Owning a Testarossa wasn't just about driving a Ferrari, it was about making a statement. It said you had arrived, that you were powerful, successful, and living life at full throttle. Of course, as with many supercars of the era, the Testarossa wasn't perfect. Its massive width made it difficult to maneuver in tight city streets. The interior, while luxurious for its time, could feel cramped. And critics often pointed out that Lamborghini's Countach was more outrageous and daring. But for many buyers, the Testarossa struck the perfect balance between exotic drama and Ferrari sophistication. Ferrari kept the Testarossa alive well into the 1990s, evolving it into the 512 TR and later the F512M. These versions refined the formula, adding more power, sharper styling, and improved handling. But it was the original Testarossa, with its iconic strakes and 1980s aura, that remained the most memorable. Over time, the Testarossa became a collectible classic. Prices dipped in the early 2000s, when the car was sometimes dismissed as a dated relic of the 80s, but in recent years, appreciation has soared. Collectors now recognize it as one of the most defining Ferraris of its era, and values have climbed steadily. Today, owning a Testarossa is not just about having a Ferrari, it's about owning a piece of cultural history. The legacy of the Testarossa is undeniable. It was Ferrari at its most daring, creating a car that captured the spirit of an entire decade. It wasn't just about speed or engineering, it was about presence, about making people dream. It was the kind of car that stopped traffic, made people stare, and inspired countless kids to fall in love with cars. And that's why the Ferrari Testarossa remains so important today. It represents not just Ferrari's engineering brilliance, but also the power of design and culture to make a car truly immortal. Few cars can claim to have defined an entire decade the way the Testarossa did. From racing heritage to pop culture stardom, it is more than a supercar, it is a legend. So, what do you think? Does the Ferrari Testarossa deserve its reputation as the ultimate 1980s dream car, or was it more about style than substance? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this trip back into the golden age of excess, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another incredible car story. Until next time, keep the passion for cars alive.